honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like these books, like I was complaining to my therapist, like I was about to fight my boyfriend. Like I didn't care that we've been together for more than 3 years. I was like, I'm about to end it all right now because why aren't you not living up to these characters? Why are you not doing what the characters are doing in the book? Like, what's going on? What is going on? Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aaliyah, and today I'm going to tell you guys about the books that literally almost made me break up with my boyfriend. So the first one, guys, is 50 Shades of Grey. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Guys, 50 Shades of Grey is probably my favorite romance books, and I know people are like, oh my god, but listen. Like, he's rich. That's it. He has money. Like, this man makes $33,000 an hour. Like, who doesn't want to date a rich man? Like, I want a millionaire. I want a billionaire. Like, why am I not dating one? Like, Anastasia is. Like, why am I not dating one? So basically, 50 Shades of Grey is basically, it's like this love story. Okay, I know it's very controversial and I don't want to, like, you know, spoil it, but number one, read it if you're 18 plus. Like, I read the book when I was 14, but please, like, I feel like me reading the book when I was 14 explains why my personality is the way that it is. So, like, do me a favor and read it when you're 18 plus. Okay, so basically it is about this girl. She's a college student and she's like does her friend a favor. Her friend is like meeting with like Christian Grey. Honestly, now that I think about it, I don't even know what Christian Grey does. Like, what is his job? Like, I don't really think we ever find out like what his job is. We just know this man makes bank. Like, he makes money and he's famous. Like, he is like, you know, those entrepreneurs who like everybody knows. This man is making money, okay? And so she goes, she interviews him for her friend because her friend's sick. And like, I don't know, guys, it's like super cute. And then like, I guess he's like becomes obsessed with her or whatever. Not obsessed, like, oh my god, I'm gonna like stalk you, but more like he likes her, wants to know more about her. So kind of like that. I don't really know. The book is really like all over the place and I can't really explain it without like spoiling anything. But after reading that book, I was actually like really upset. I was like, I want to fight someone because there was like one scene where like her car broke down and she's like, oh, like my car broke down. You know what this man did? This man went ahead and bought her an Audi A8. An Audi A8. Let's see how much an Audi A8 costs. That car costs is starting at $86,000. And he bought her an $86,000. This woman he knew for 1 week. I had known my man for 3 years and he actually, sorry, not even 3 years. He's been dating for more than 3 years. I've known this man for like 5 years and my car breaks down and he's like, oh, I can pay for the cost. Don't be paying for my cost for my car to break down. Buy me a new car. Buy me an Audi A8. Buy me a Mercedes Benz. Like, what are you, like, you know me for like more than freaking 5 years. Like, why aren't you buying me a new car when my car breaks down? What? And then on top of that, she was like, there's a time where like they were fighting and like just to piss her off, he put $33,000 in her bank account. $33,000 in her bank account. So I was like, okay, let me get mad at my boyfriend. I got mad at him. I didn't get $33,000 in my bank account. Like, I looked at it, it was like -0. I was like, why aren't you sending me $33,000? Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm mad at you. Buy me like a new car. Send me $33,000. Put it in my bank account. Like, what is happening? Every time I'm about to like read a new book, I'm like, oh, my boyfriend's like, so what did you do today? I was like, oh, I started a new book. He's like, oh my god, here it goes again. I put him through like a roller coaster, but honestly, I'm like, I want you to adapt. Like, every week I'm trying to have my boyfriend adapt to these characters. I'm like, one day I want him to be a millionaire, the next day I want him to be a painter. I'm like, adapt. Like, why aren't you not adapting? Why are you being inflexible? Like, be flexible. Like, some days be a painter. Some days I want you to be a writer. Like, come on. What are you doing? So the next book is November 9 by Colleen Hoover. This book, guys, this book, oh my god. After reading the first chapter, I text my boyfriend. I'm like, things need to change right now. Things need to change. Basically, November 9 is about this girl, like, she has like this tragedy that happens. Like, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin the book. Like, I really want you guys to read the book. And that day, and the tragedy happens on November 9. And on that day, like on the anniversary of her tragedy, she meets this guy named Ben. Ben! Oh my god. Ben is like, he's like, you know when you have like that fictional boyfriend that you want? Like, that for me right now, that's Ben. Like, I love Christian Grey, whatever, but like Christian Grey is like that husband, you know what I mean? But sometimes you want that boyfriend. That boyfriend for me is like Ben, okay? Ben, like, so she like meets Ben and Ben is like in love with her. It's like love at first sight. And I told my boyfriend, I'm like, when you saw me, was it like love at first sight? And he's like, no, you're annoying. I was like, what? Like, what? He was in love at first sight. Like, what do you mean? Like, when you saw me, why didn't you fall on your knees and like want to marry me? Like, why did you have to grow to love me? Like, why didn't she seem like, damn, like I want to be with her? Like, what's going on? Red flag. On that day, she meets Ben, and Ben like falls in love with her. But the problem is, like, she's planning on moving. So basically, they decide that every single year, and she also says the girl, what's her name? Damn, I forgot her name. So I read this book, like, honestly, last month. What was her name? I totally forgot her name. The girl's name is Fallon. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. I promise. Okay, so the girl's name is Fallon. So Ben meets like Fallon and he falls in love with her, right? But Fallon's actually planning on moving. So, and she also has this pact that she made with her mom that she's not gonna date for the next 5 years because her mom says like being in a relationship in your 20s, like you want to be able to explore. So what they decide is that every single year for the next 5 years, they're gonna meet on November 9th and like, you know, hang out and like be like as couples. But then after that, like they go back to doing like whatever they're doing in their life, and they make goals. So, like Ben wants to be a writer, so he's she makes the goal that you need to like enroll in like school, as well as like I want you to finish this book or start working on a book. And then his goal for her is that he wants her to embrace her insecurities and like go on dates and like meet like, you know, different guys and stuff and like kiss a boy, all that. And it's just super, super cute. And like Ben just does a bunch of grand gestures. Like he's just like does a lot of grand gestures. I mean, he's writing a book about her. So then I like went to my boyfriend. I was like, do you write? And he's like scientific stuff. I was like, ew. Like, guys, I know, like, I graduated with a science degree. I was like, ew, like, how are you supposed to write, like, a scientific paper about me? I'm like, would you write a book about me? And he's like, what would I write about? I'm like, the fact that I even have to tell you is a red flag. Like, what? Like, I literally was gonna break up with him after he said that. I was like, why? Like, you should want to write a book about me. And then I'm like, Ben, like, at the airport when she's leaving, he does a bunch of grand gestures. Like, he, like, runs away from TSA. He, like, jumps bridges. He, like, does the most for her. And I'm like, when I'm at the airport and you drop me off, like, you say peace, like, why aren't you running and telling me not to get on the plane? Like, why aren't you stopping the plane? Like, why aren't you jumping on the runway of the plane to stop the plane from going? Like, what is going on? Like, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Guys, this book was, I was like, all of a sudden I wanted to go to grad school and meet a professor and fall in love with a professor. I was like, that's how bad this book was. I was like, oh my god. So basically, The Love Hypothesis is about this girl named Olive, and she meets this like she has like this professor. What's the professor's name? I don't even know. Sorry, the professor's name's Adam. You see, like why am I not remembering these characters' names? There's this professor, his name's Adam, and it's basically like he's mean to everyone but you. I was like, oh my god, that may be toxic, but why do I want to be with a guy who's mean to everyone but me? Like, that's giving toxic, right? But I'm like, that's what he is. He's like mean to everybody, and he's like a professor, and he has like a PhD, and he runs like this big lab. He's like a young, like hot professor, and I was like, all of a sudden I wanted to enroll in graduate school. Like, I was opening up my laptop and I was like, I'm getting a PhD in biology. Like I don't even like wet lab stuff, but I'm willing to, you know, get my PhD in biology just so I can experience like what Olive experienced. And then like they end up fake dating, and I'm like, you guys already know how fake dating is. Like, fake dating never ends well because people always fall in love. And then I was like kind of just sad. I was like, like, when I have kids, like, when am I gonna tell them like, oh, I met your father? Like, it's gonna be such a lame story. Like, imagine a story like me and your father were fake dating and then we just fell in love. Like, that's more cool. This next book, guys, like, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book got me mad. I was mad. Okay, so at the beginning, like, I was really happy because it's like, oh my god, that's so cute. But like, there's a huge plot twist, so I'm not gonna say much. But basically, It Ends With Us follows this girl named Lily, and she meets this guy who's like, oh, I don't do relationships. Guys, listen to me, okay? Listen to me. Big sis talk, okay? If a guy or a girl or whatever says, I don't do relationship, please believe them the first time, okay? Please believe them the first time. Don't put yourself through like this stress and drama because it's like not worth it. Okay, back to being unserious. So basically, like, I don't do relationships, but I'm gonna do relationships for you. I was like, oh my god, stop. His name is Ryle. I don't know, I pronounce it as Ryle, but I don't know if it's like Riley or like Ryle. I call it Ryle. I guess when the movie comes out, we'll see what the pronunciation is like, but I call him Ryle. But Ryle's like, on top of that, Ryle's a neurosurgeon. I was like, what? All of a sudden, my brain doesn't work. Like, operate on me, you know what I mean? Like, He's a neurosurgeon. And honestly, guys, let me be honest. The first thing he said he's a neurosurgeon, he lives in this penthouse. You guys already know what I was thinking. Guys, do I sound like a gold digger? To be honest, I want to work because you guys know I want to be a doctor, but I just want like not to use my own money. Like I want to have like a neurosurgeon who's like spending a bunch of money on me just because I said so. I'm like, buy me that car. Like that man buys me that car, you know what I mean? Throughout the book, like Lily also has like this like, you know, guy from her childhood. Atlas is from her childhood. And so he comes back into her life and it's like, oh my God, now it's like a love triangle. And I was like kind of jealous of Lily because I was like, you have these two successful men fighting over you. Like I only have one. Like I'm on a love triangle. I'm in a line. And I was kind of like upset and I told my boyfriend, I was like, ugh, I want to be in a love triangle. And he's like, why do you like drama? Like why don't you like things to be easy? Like your relationship is easy. I'm like, hey, that's the problem. Like I feel like I want like some type of like struggle. Honestly, I feel like I might need help because there's no way, like who wants some struggle? Like when I say I want to struggle, I mean like I want two people fighting over me. Like I'm like, I want to find like somebody who also likes me and then like we fight, like they fight over me. Of course I'll choose my boyfriend at the end. I mean, would I? But I really liked It Ends With Us. It's honestly such a great book. This is actually also the book that really got me back into reading. I really, really loved it. But once again, like, you guys have to read it. You have to read it. And then the next book is Confess by Colleen Hoover. So like the guy's a painter. And you know what he says to her? He says to her, I don't even know what the main character's name is. I totally forgot her name. But like, and I also forgot the guy's name too. Is the guy's name Adam? No, that was from Love Hypothesis. I don't even know what the guy's name is, whatever. So the main character, he's like a painter. And you know what he says to her when he first meets her? He's like, I just want to paint you. Like, you don't even have to be there. I just want to paint you. I lost it. What? Do you guys get what he's saying? He's basically saying like, you're so beautiful. Like, and you're so beautiful and I captured your like image in my face. That like you don't even have to be there while I'm painting, like because you're so beautiful and I already memorized every detail about you, I can just paint you. I lost it. So then I was like, okay, Leah, calm down, don't do anything crazy. I was talking to my boyfriend, I was like, do you want to paint me? And he said no. He's like, I can't paint. I was like, what can you do then? Like, oh my God, like I'm asking for one little thing. You can't paint? Like, come on. God, I'm like, you can't do anything. The least you can do is paint. Like, I know you'll be in the hospital saving lives, but come on, like, pick up another hobby. Be a painter. Like, what? It's like, okay, we're gonna ignore that, right? I'm gonna give him another chance because I love giving people chances. So I was like, okay, so let's say you're hypothetically, if you could know how to paint, but like, please, like, pick up the hobby, start learning how to paint, and then make me your muse. Like, paint me. I was like, if you knew how to paint, would you need me to be there while you're painting or do I not have to be there? And he was like, well, you wouldn't have to be there because I can just use a photo of you. I was like, okay. I'm like, let's say that you didn't have a photo of me. Would you need me to still be there or you didn't need to be? He's like, well, I would probably need to be there. I was like, we've been dating for how many years and you haven't memorized every detail about me? Like, why would you need me to be there? Like, come on, like, that was annoying. And then I was like, okay, whatever. I let it go. I touched my therapist. He's like, no, your boyfriend, he knows, you know, he knows things about you. He knows things about you. I was like, okay. So you know what I did? I was like, okay. I met up with him and I was like, do I look different? And he's like, no. I was like, no, I don't have my retainers on. And guys, hear me out, guys. Look, okay, me without retainers. These are my teeth without retainers. And these are my teeth with retainers. I'm gonna show you guys. Right? There's a difference. There's a difference without retainers and there's a difference with retainers. Like, you should notice these differences, like, right? Isn't there a difference? Retainers? No retainers. Right? There's a difference, right? So Auburn basically goes back to this town that she experienced her loss, and she meets this guy named Owen. And basically, like, they hit it off, and it's kind of weird because, like, Owen already knows her, but this is her first time meeting Owen. So it's kind of figure out, like, wait, how does he know her? And so you just have to follow along this story, like, what? Like, when did they meet? Because she doesn't know him, but he knew her, and he's been, like, in love with her. So kind of, like, you know, follows this, like, journey, and he's a painter. And what he does is he paints confessions, and he falls in love with her, and it's just super, super cute. And it's just, like, this story, and he just does, like, he's, like, really, really, like, in love with her. And it's just so cute because I'm like, I guess the book almost, I would say, also played a role is because I guess in the book you can just see, like, you see his point of view and his perspective on how much he's in love with her, and it's just so cute. So those right now are my favorite romance books that I currently have just read. These books, yeah, I almost, you know, they almost made me square up, but all jokes aside, I really, really like them. And so if you're interested in reading books, or like starting to reading books, or you're wanting to get back into it, I definitely believe like these books that I read would help you get back into it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.